What's happening? How are you doing today? I want to say thank you so much for being here. I am Chris, and this is the bonus edition episode of Podtastic Audio. On these very short bonus episodes, I cut out all the fluff, I cut out all the noise, all the sound effects, special effects, and we deliver value directly to you in a small, tight little package. It is the bonus round, baby. So, how is your podcast coming along? Do you even have a podcast? Well, I do know that one thing I always hear people talk about, and especially even myself, I've had these massive debates like, what is going to be the future of podcasting? Where is all this going? What are we all doing? Well, it kind of depends on you. You know, over the years, lots and lots of different things have been popular. They really blew up and got super popular. Everybody jumped on them thinking this is the next big thing. Everything is going to be like this. And if you don't get on this now, you're going to miss the boat and you're going to be screwed and left on the sideline wondering what happened. And I see a lot of things, especially in the tech space, where that's kind of happened. If you think about, like, remember maybe a couple of years ago, how Clubhouse was all the rage, this whole audio like conversation thing that I jumped on Clubhouse, but I never got my account approved. So I never got a chance to really do it. And at the same time, Twitter Spaces kind of came out, which basically is the same thing. Now, the cool thing about Twitter Spaces versus Clubhouse at the time was that Twitter had this massive infrastructure of people, of users, and Clubhouse did not. They try to make it this exclusive thing that only the cool kids could get part of. And if you weren't on it, you were kind of screwed. And it was this big thing that everybody thought was going to be amazing. So they all jumped on it. And then eventually it kind of fizzled out. So one common thing I always hear people talk about when they're talking about the future of podcasting and what's going to take like your podcast to the next level is video. Video is all I ever hear about. It's like, oh my gosh, you got to be on video. You got a camera going. You got to be on video to get your message out there. No one's going to pay attention to you unless you have a video of some sort. Video, yada, 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 yada. Okay, I've heard enough with the video. Not saying I don't like video. I love video. I watch a ton of video. But with all things, to do video correctly, to make it entertaining, and to stand out in the massive sea of all the other videos that are out there you could possibly watch, not just talking about YouTube. There is videos on TikTok. There's videos on Instagram. There's even videos on Twitter. There's all videos on television. There's videos in the movie theater. There's video everywhere. In order for you to stand out in all of that crowd, your video has to be done like better, different, amazing. It's got to be something so spectacular. And I guess it's the same thing with any kind of content creator who is trying to get their message out to their desired audience. Now, when you start anything, whether it's a YouTube channel or a podcast or anything really, you have to think about who is this for and what am I trying to tell them and why should they listen to me? If you do not have these answers figured out, then none of the stuff even matters. But I will tell you one thing is definitely certain, and that is if you have an audio-only podcast like this one is, like I have been doing, it is much easier to create content. It is much easier to stay focused on that content, and it's much easier for your audience to physically consume that content. So I guess one of the things I keep thinking about when it comes to video versus audio, when it comes to podcasting, content creation, is one key thing, and that is basically this. It comes down to, would you rather be seen or would you rather be heard? If you rather be seen, then go video all day. Put the camera on yourself, and I see a lot of young, pretty women, especially, they will rather be on video, TikTok, Instagram Reels. They'd rather do that. And some of these videos have no value at all, but they get thousands and hundred thousands of views. You know why? Because they're very good looking. And I'm not saying you're not good looking. All I'm saying is that would you rather be seen? Is being seen more important to you than physically being heard? Because sometimes your message can get lost within all of the visual distractions that you physically are putting on the screen in front of your audience. With an audio-only show, my words and your imagination are all we have to work with. So you have to be focused exactly on what I'm saying. Now, wherever you are when you hear this, that is on you. You could be driving, you could be walking, you could be doing a number of things while you're listening to an audio podcast. Do not let me force the visual distraction, the visual noise in front of you that's going to keep you away from consuming my content, the things that I am physically telling you. So this is just something to think about when you decide to go, oh, I have to have this video, I have to have all these crazy graphics, I got to have all these visual noise in front of the screen to distract my audience from what? The message you're trying to tell them? Or do you really care more about the message you're saying versus the visual noise? Now, you can go either way with this. It's really up to you. It's your show. Have fun, enjoy doing your show however you want to do it. All I'm saying is that if you have a serious message that you want to get out to your audience, just get rid of the noise and give them the message. Hey, thanks again for listening. Hey, if you want to get hold of me, you always go to my website, which is podtasticaudio.com. And I will see you on the next one. Until then, happy podcasting.